here we are in the Icelands. We're going to turn in the thing, because Rich wanted me to.
We got a couple last time as well. Did you turn them in between sessions?
I did, yeah.
Good shit.
Alright, let's go see Sabi. She may have frozen to death right now, but that's a chance I'm willing to take. Okay, Sneasler can't go on those, duly noted.
Well, Sneasler technically can, it's just that Sneasler doesn't want to activate.
Yeah, sometimes the control with him is a little bit awkward. It takes a minute for it to give you the prompt. So sometimes if you're in a hilly area, it's a good idea to just get into Sneasler first. Do we need another Gligar? We might as well.
It's all points, mate. It's all about them points.
Oh yeah. I'm sure it wouldn't like being reduced to you're just points, but I get what you mean. We have enough Apon points.
When you get to the top of this, you can attempt to catch a Rufflet.
Ooh.
Attempt being the key word, because they are a bit of a pain.
Yeah, they are. They're not pleasant.
Gaze into thy future.
I don't want to evolve.
That'll do.
You have Ultra Balls now, it should be fine.
Or you can just murder it, I mean, that's also an option.
It is, but that'd be more satisfying to do with Gallade because of the double weakness.
Fair.
Thank you, my Sonic OC.
Now, if we could get some of the Johto versions of him, that would be useful.
Unfortunately, that is only in Time Distortions.
Yes.
Can't believe we've only seen one of those in the entire game so far.
That's just luck.
Do you recognise where we are now?
Yeah, Snowpoint.
Just beside Snowpoint, we have the lake Acuity from the original games. This is the first of the lakes that it pushes you towards in the story.
Yes.
It's got the same sort of comfy vibe from Diamond and Pearl with the lake, so I'm very happy to see him back. And yes, that's an Alpha Chimecho.
Oh, cool.
Considering how fiddly the last one was to catch, I'm surprised that went so easy.
Yeah, I've had some weird luck with catching this week.
Well, I guess that's just how RNG works, isn't it?
Bah!
If we go into the lake, we get some Pokemon that we can catch just flying around there, like the Braviary, like the White Stripe Basculin.
Ooh.
I'm just going to stand here if that's alright.
Also, Rufflet's not Braviary, but close enough.
It evolves into it, close enough.
Still love just the thwonk of a failed capture attempt.
So these are the standard Univert Rufflet, but when they evolve into the Braviary, the new Braviary is actually Psychic Flying type.
Ooh.
I kind of thought it was going to be Ghost at first because of its design, but this works too. Now I forget, is it still closed off entirely at this point? Like it isn't. Yeah, because that sort of worked a similar way in the original games from what I recall too.
Something like that, yeah. So the lakes are going to be shut for a while at least.
Fair enough.
Lake's closed.
Yeah.
Oh, flame.
I still can't believe that. So obviously, this like going actual politics, but I still find it baffling that one of our politicians said, "I couldn't have done anything because the sea was closed."
What?
That's ridiculous in any context, really, isn't it?
Okay, I'll allow that sort of politics to come in if it's completely batshit insane like that.
Yeah, that's my approach with politics. It's like, if it's funny, go ahead, you know?
Oh, yes.
It's okay, I know he's weak to flying. That's why we're going to finish him off quickly.
I mean, he is lower level than you, so as long as he doesn't get a big flying attack in, like, there you go, you're fine.
Right, Tom, you ready for a puzzle?
I am ready for a puzzle.
It's not a huge puzzle, to be fair, but it's clever enough.
Anything other than running about, freezing my balls off would be preferred right now.
I mean, you'll still be running about freezing your balls off, you'll just be doing it inside trying to solve a puzzle.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but the Snowpoint Temple doesn't have central heating.
Jesus. You're lucky your little hat's cute. So I guess Snowpoint is guarded by both clans?
Not entirely sure there. It's not guarded by its guardian from the main games, unfortunately. Although there are allusions to them when we get into the puzzle.
Well, I saw the Reggie eyes on the columns outside.
And I mean, you certainly can find a Reggie in this location, but certainly not until a very much later stage.
Ooh.
So this is sort of opening you up to what's going to be happening in here.
Very cool.
Got different patterns on their bodies there.
Mm-hmm.
The Bronzong do not help.
No, they really don't. They're just there to get in the way.
That's the Reggie Snowman. I'm glad it doesn't have the ice puzzles from the original one, I'll say that much.
Agreed, because that would not have been fun with this kind of level of motion.
Well, I mean, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl have the not grid controls or trying to be on a grid.
Fair.
Three panels fit into the door. Each panel has a pattern carved into it. Wither the statue's gaze. Which panel will you press first?
So, I mean, there is no way that you're going to be able to solve this right now. I'd love to see you try.
Let's say beginner's luck.
A big middle finger came out. Ah.
So that's the final one. You gotta look at the pattern of them as they're pointing towards it.
Okay, so rock, steel, ice.
You've solved it, basically, yeah. You've got to follow the gaze of the Reggie statues. You've got to find where it starts and then follow it through to the end. And they do get progressively more complicated, obviously.
You may proceed.
There's ancient Sinnoians and their crazy Zelda puzzles.
Alright, so I take it that's the first one, so that is ice.
Also, make sure to pick up that fella over there.
Uh-huh.
Although, actually, I don't think he is the first one.
Who else is looking at him then?
Oh, no, he is the first one, sorry. It's the guy coming, who's in the doorway.
Ice, then it'll be the guy looking diagonal next, so that's rock.
Ice, rock, steel.
Not necessarily.
Nah, some of them are dupes, some of them are out of order.
Ice Rock Steel in this instance.
Yeah, but then he's looking through the window to that other one. ice, rock, steel, rock. And then ice.
Ice, rock, steel, rock, ice.
Okay. Alright. Ice. Rock. Steel next?
Steel. Rock. Ice.
Very cool.
And I think one more, because of course we do these puzzles in threes.
That makes sense.
Oh, look at these lads. Oh, Jesus.
This one's a bit of a fun one to figure out the start, but I think it is this gentleman over here.
Alright, so steel to begin.
Ice. Rock. Ice. Steel. Last one is rock.
So, steel, ice, rock, ice, steel, rock.
Might have to go a bit slower with that.
Steel. Ice. Rock. Ice. Steel. Rock.
I'm a genius.
We're in, lads.
I was just about to have a moment there just going, why is it not moving? Did I fuck it up?
Oh no.
Starting to think our Reggie lad needs a better password. Oh.
Alpha Glade.
Do we want a better Glade now? So it is this Alpha Glade that I've been using on my team, and he has come in handy quite a bit.
Fair enough.
Level 70. You take what you can get.
I think this one was another one that I just sort of did the stealth approach with and got lucky.
I think by the time I got to this bugger, I basically expended all of my Pokeballs.
Oh.
So I was a bit like, oh, great, thanks.
See, that's the thing with me whenever there's any kind of resource management in a game, in that I go so neurotically preserving everything that, like, I thankfully don't tend to have that happen that often.
Fair. I think it was also, I was just at the end of a session, I was just kind of just like,
Yeah, I'll just finish off the temple, sort of deal.
Okay.
That was one thing you could do. Please go to fucking sleep already.
It's okay, it's an alpha, and we have plenty of revives now.
Yes, we do. Probably start lobbing balls now, yeah.
yeah, I just lob away until he stays in the damn thing.
I think sleep is the best multiplayer. At least it is in the main game, so I would assume it carries over here, but we got it, so whatever works.
Very cool.
Buff Magnezone a little bit more.
Well, Magnezone's actually the same level as Gudra right now.
Yeah, we could maybe give the Magnezone the big one and the Gudra the two little ones.
Maybe so. I'll give the Gudra them later. It's fine.
Gudra can wait. Gudra's had too much sugar lately. Spare Curly wouldn't go amiss because we do still need to get a Gardevoir.
I'm good at this.
How many walls can you catch?
All of them, fam. Just fuck my shit up.
Fun battle coming up.
Yeah, I've seen glimpses of this one. I'll make sure it does. Pulls out Glock.
Now this is where she's kind of forced herself into a corner where she has to let us use Braviary, because otherwise she just looks insane. Oh, the big lads.
And it's all of them at once! Yay!
Now, 2 of these Pokemon are really cool designs.
Then there's this fucker.
Yeah.
Then there's Magmortar. He is here too. At least he's only level 30, so you get to knock him out pretty easily.
God damn
I would
it.
think.
I don't know why you didn't use roll up, because that would have been super effective, but there we go.
Yeah, well, they've probably all had their stats buffed, don't they? So it kind of balances out for the low level.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And these fights make it feel more of a shame that they didn't bring Earthquake into this game, because otherwise you could just send Garchomp out to deal with all 3 of those. Although in fairness, Garchomp could still do a lot of damage no matter what.
I thought it was ground, not rock. My bad.
You could have used it to kill off the Magmortar, but it's fine.
Yeah, if he punches the Braviary, he could do some good damage. Oh, so close! And of course you gotta have the annoying moves too.
It's only right.
Gallade just wants to go home.
Well, he's getting his wish.
Preferably still alive when he does. Going just all 3 of these are weak to Earth Power. This is going to be where the Electivire pulls like Ice Punch out of his ass or some shit, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no, because Electivire's moveset in this game, like its default one, is just electric type moves, isn't it? So he can't do shit right now. This is power.
So I was just thinking, oh, this is going so well, and then she was like, oh no.
Just get one little poison in, it'll be fine.
I'm very glad 2 of those 3 Pokemon were much lower leveled.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, again, I think with Garchomp, you would have still been alright, but it just made it a bit more manageable.
Braviary wants to see you jump off the roof. Don't be a pussy now.
Braviary has realised that you've got comfortable with ground types.
Oh no. Why'd they put the exit so far away?
I know. It's like, it should have just been just right there, please.
That's the last bit of the trial, don't you know?
Oh.
Oh yeah, forgot about this bit.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like, you got comfortable with your ground types, now you're fighting a flying type. Don't necessarily think he's the best choice right now, given that psychic type.
Well, it's poison and fighting type against a flying psychic type.
Although it's doing as much damage to itself.
I wasn't aware he was going to fucking bum rush me.
To be fair, I completely forgot that this happened as well, so it's all good.
I don't know, he still looks fine to me right now.
Hey!
This is what happens when you don't write out a contract.
Tootaloot time.
Play free bird.
This bird is not free. He is captured, bound to me now. Yeah, that's cool, I guess.
Just land for like 5 minutes. Just stop flapping his bloody wings. Like, what about all those generations where they allowed the Pokemon to do that? Like, God, stop making me fly everywhere.
Nope. Even after Sky Battles were no more, we must still perpetually flap. I'm very glad someone solved the puzzles ahead of me.
Meanwhile, we're just thinking, why didn't we just climb up on Snoozler?
Would have been much quicker.
I don't know this shit either.
We just got tossed here. Like, it's not like we really had a plan at all. Like, God just decided to be a dick to us.
I noticed it didn't give you an answer prompt to that question.
Yeah.
But thou must. Alright, yeah, I had a quest. I was just trying to get a new ride Pokemon, personally.
Please don't zoom in on the water like that.
That's better than the lava.
Always has that problem in HD games, so if you don't have the best like water generating formula out there, it's gonna be how obvious how tiled it is.
I wanted to do a little leap.
It is what it is. But yes, now you can literally just jump off of anything and go, wee, I'm gonna fly! And what's actually quite fun, whenever you summon Braviary, he will actually give you a bit of lift before setting off. Basically a bit like Rivali's Gale, really. Also, you might want to go heal up your Pokemon before you go do this.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
There is the Pearl Clan just over to the right of where you are now.
Uh-huh.
Like the little establishment there. I don't recall if there is anyone there who'll heal you though.
There is not, no, you just have to, you can only do that at camps, but that's basically how your summoning Braviary from the ground works. It's basically a Rivali's Gale.
Yeah, just hopefully it will be a bit more elegant next time.
Let's go ahead and put that better Gallade in our party.
Yeah, and I will change the moves as well, get the fighting type moves back in its team. This is an all Gallade team.
The cooler Gallade.
Maybe put Empoleon back.
I'm going to, that's why I'm looking for him. I'm fucking blind. I can't see anything today.
I don't think it's that you're blind, I think it's that you weren't looking at the right pastures for where Empoleon is sitting.
What the fuck? There it is.
Alright. Icy Wind, close combat. Jesus. There's work to be done here, guys. I keep doing the wrong fucking button, I'm sorry. We've got close combat.
You're gonna want hypnosis, aren't you? He doesn't have drain punch, does he? You might have to shoot at that.
That'll do for that. Okay.
Now we can go do something.
And to be honest, you're not far off of finishing the Alabaster Icelands.
That's good. I want to go up.
You might have to land on one that's a bit lower. There's an unknown.
Oh yes, there was unknown T.
Yep, just lurking there on that pillar.
Is that an alpha down there? It's pretty big.
Didn't see, but possibly.
You blind bastard.
You know I'm fucking blind.
Oh. Okay, so this is just a case of using this to go around, I guess.
Yeah, just working your way up, because you get a little bit of boost each time, but there's the unknown there. That unknown is mocking you. Okay, let's go.
Thank you kindly.
So yep, now just investigate that. Don't die in doing so, and yeah.
I'd love to see you writing a walkthrough, Rich, of just between every line it just says, don't die, and then like the next thing you gotta do.
Pick up the Eternal Ice. Don't die on your way down. Pop up the mountain. Don't die by falling off.
Most patronising guide ever.
I'm not a fan of walkthroughs that get overly familiar. You don't know me, walkthrower.
Yeah, that is until you just see a line that says, I'm watching you. I can see you.
If you're reading this, it's too late.
Yes, you there, not wearing any trousers whilst watching a video on the internet.
Huh?
We know.
Gross.
Do you mind if we look the other way?
No, you mustn't look at my demise.
Yeah, but if we're too close, people are going to think we pushed him.
To be fair, we were up there with Sabi, and there was no one else around.
We could work this to our advantage.
I want to throw a Pokeball from here.
I know. I think that's the... Oh, you might want to pop down into that hole there.
Oh yeah, there are some cool Pokemon in them areas.
Yes, I don't know whether it's this hole specifically or whether there's was one of the other holes, but you can definitely get something good from down in these holes. Also, I think it might be this cavern. There is an unknown somewhere.
Okay, fine.
Be a mischievous. Now I think these run away pretty easily.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Haunter.
So let's go that way, we'll go the other way.
The other way is the way that you're mainly going to want to go, but it is useful to know that over here is the snowy rock thing. So if you bring your Eevee here, it'll evolve into Glaceon.
Very cool.
There's mossy rock in obsidian fieldlands. I don't know if there's any others like that, but it's vaguely.
Now, I think they did still keep the stone evolutions this time, though, didn't they?
They did as well. Also, yes! Hisuian Zoroark.
I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Come to me, baby!
I say, I maybe don't attack it, maybe just throw balls and try to put it asleep. I don't think that one will survive an attack from a level 70. But I have to say, I do really like the Hisuian Zoroark designs. They're really cool.
Yeah, there we go. I agree. I like that coloration.
I seem to recall them having, like, one of those weird Pokemon announce reveal things that they seem to have done as of late. Because they had that footage that was all hazy and murky and broken. I'm just going, oh, it's a Pokemon! Ah! And then they revealed the full thing, and it was the Hisuian Zorua and Zoroark.
To their credit, though, they didn't make us sit there staring for 24 hours first, though.
Yes, that was the one that I was thinking of, just going, yes, because that was for Grimmsnarl's first evolutionary line.
They were coincidentally there, but the main reveal from that one was the Ponyta.
Oh yes, of course it was the Ponyta. It was the Galarian Ponyta.
Bit underwhelming to watch all day for.
Yeah, it was definitely not worth it. Hisuian Zoroark, that's how you do a weird Pokemon reveal. Maybe people go, ooh, but it doesn't take up too much of their time.
Now, I did allude to this when we were talking about Scarlet and Violet a little while ago, but the thing that I find interesting about knowing that the Zoroark will be able to transfer forward is that all the new Pokemon in this game do have abilities programmed in. And the Hisuian Zoroark still has Illusion, so it still does the thing where it passes itself off as one of your other Pokemon. But what makes that interesting this time is this particular form of Zoroark has 3 immunities. It's immune to normal fighting and ghost. I can see this becoming top tier.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's going to get a lot of use. Like, Zoroark's pretty good in general and gets a fair bit of play, but Zoroark, but immune to fucking everything, that's going to get some coverage.
Jesus.
This guy just jumped off a cliff. He can take fucking Avalugg.
Although, yeah, Avalugg is a beast.
I don't know, I would say that this is probably an easier boss than the last 2.
Yeah, I'd say that the main thing about this as a boss is that there is a lot of waiting around to get your attacks in.
It's a cycle boss, yeah, but then Arcanine and what's his face? Electrode were like that too. What is he doing?
Okay.
I think he just wants to go for a run with you.
So what typing is Hisuian Avalugg, just so I can prepare a Pokemon in advance?
I think it was definitely part rock type, I can tell you that.
He's Ice Rock, yeah, so his weaknesses are fighting. It's got double weakness to fighting, so I would put Gallade up and close combat it. And it's double weak to steel as well. So you got options. Let's see, can we get the champ? We're steel type, so maybe not.
But also, level 17 Machamp could come in very handy for the battle. I know we've got Gallade, so it will be fine, but still.
Yeah, Gallade's the better pick between the two in my eyes, but still.
Well, yeah, you have the dual typing.
That, and I just think Gallade's a cool design too.
I'm sweating. Ah!
Oh! It took me a minute to clock on to what he just did, but yeah, like we were talking earlier about the Machoke being an odd one to have female forms, but like Machamp, you look at Machamp and Machamp is just a man. That's who Machamp is. Like, he doesn't even seem like an animal, he's just a man.
Just a very, very muscly, multi-armed man. So Tom, you ready to take on Avalugg?
I am indeed, mate. End of statement.
You just gotta get up this big hill first.
He crushes the Eternal Ice into bombs, doing his squats.
Of course.
There's 1 and 2.
Technically, wouldn't an Avalugg eating ice be cannibalism?
No, because it's not actually ice.
Well, it's made of parts of ice. It'd be like just somebody eating a person's arm or some shit.
Ooh, fancy. I'm going to ignore that cannibalism spiel.
The absolute size of this lad.
Fuck me.
Yep, he's a unit.
I didn't realise he was actually this big.
Yeah, he is a fucking monster. If there is one slight missed opportunity that I would love to have seen, it is kind of a shame that he has a typical Pokemon boss fight like this. I would have loved it if you could climb on his back and like have some fucking Shadow of the Colossus shit going on here. But
Oh yeah.
this works too.
I'm going to tell you now, Tom, that basically the way that you're going to want to get through this is just dodge until his attack phase finishes, and then go in for the kill rather than trying to attack in the middle of it, because otherwise you will die.
So one thing, when he's doing the first phase where you got these snowballs going towards you, I don't think this is going to work out too well. Well, during that first phase, if you stay around this level on the platform, you can just run all the way to the left or all the way to the right and it will miss you. This one you're going to have to dodge through. Pokemon. Oh no, it did still clock on. I thought it had to land on the platform proper. Yeah, okay, close combat this sucker.
Very nice.
Now I think a regular close combat will sort that out, because you've got to remember that using the strong style uses twice as many PP, and you're going to have a few phases of this.
But yeah, basically it is just going to be a case of you wait until he is fully cycled through all of his attacks, and then you go in for the bombs. That's the easiest way to get through this fight.
Fuck.
Slightly off.
I continue, Mel.
Yeah, I think you got one good hit in at least.
Oh yeah, you're on to the second gauge anyway, so you might as well keep that progress.
It's got that slightly uncomfortably long load screen though to let you reflect on what just happened. So you're doing this phase the cool way. I did do the just hang all the way over to one side thing just because I wasn't the best at timing that. Or whatever works, really.
Yeah, I just sort of rolled with it as best as I could.
This attack might be a little bit fiddly sometimes, but at least the homing attacks aren't quite as... like, they're not quite as dedicated as Electrodes were, because that one just follows you around the whole map, even when there are other things going on, whereas this is very much a, he does a thing, that thing ends, and then the next thing starts. So, you know, it's easier to deal with on the whole. You took the close combat last time, you can do it again. Oh no, that doesn't completely kill him. I thought that would with the double weakness.
I mean, it was close, just obviously not close enough.
Good, great. You don't need to use strong style. I'm Flame, I know everything.
Well, I mean, your Magnezone's got a fucking double weakness move as well. Like, he can use his flash cannon. And that has more PP, so that might work just as well. Right in the fucking face.
I'm sure he's very pleased with all of this.
You know, if there's a monster that's like the size of the entire fucking community there, maybe throwing shit at his face wouldn't be one of my choices on how to calm him down, but you know.
Yeah, no, I personally wouldn't select it as an option, but I mean, more power to HFC.
Oh, Jesus.
Little icicles stay there for a little while after the attack disappears when he does that.
Yeah, he gets pretty angry.
Yeah, they are just that little bit faster than you might expect.
It's one of the things I suppose that of actually taking the L sometimes is it sort of resets them back in their attack phases a little bit.
Resets their pattern a bit, which, yeah, that is an action game thing. Again, I've alluded to the fact that this is more action game like gameplay, and that is just another trend that sort of borrows.
I do appreciate that, because sometimes, yeah, those final phases are a bit like, oh god, this is mean.
It's like he's doing everything at once sort of deal.
I would say go in fully expecting that there's probably going to be one more death before this is over.
Well, yeah, I think this is like the last hit now when it goes red like that, but, you know, he might get luckier.
The keyword is might, but I mean, be very clutch.
Just this, and I think he should quieten down.
Well, next up will be the obviously the this one. Then he'll do his delightful laser beam.
Oh,
So close.
well, it's on the last quadrant now at least. Yeah, we know this. We don't need the explanation a second time, guys. Come on. So is this, then it's the ones that spawn up from the ground, if I recall.
Then it's the homing missiles, and then it's the laser beam, and then it's battle time.
And the good thing about the reset is, yep, Galade's now alive again, so you can just do your one big close combat and that will finish him off.
Although he has shifted up a little bit because he's done that to just make it a little bit more challenging when he does his massive laser beam.
Well, this should wipe him out at least. Oh, maybe not. Like, I would have thought that would have just wiped through the spikes on the floor there, but no. Alright, let's close combat here and finish him off. Nice.
Just in time.
That was a bit annoying.
It can be a little bit.
I still do find that one, it was a bit easier for me to read those attacks than what Electrode was doing at first, though. And it's good that it healed everyone, because everyone got that massive buff there.
How he managed that one, I don't know.
He just pulled it out of his pocket, didn't you know? It is interesting that there are still some like little seeds of doubt there from the Wardens.
I mean, this is ye olden times.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like it's just portraying that like spot on that. Even though we've got the characters who are clearly on our side, but you know, even amongst that, it's not quite as happy-go-lucky as Pokemon is, and that's sort of leaning back into what I was saying earlier about how, you know, it's a bit more of a realistic portrayal of human interactions rather than simply having good guys and bad guys.
Yeah, it's looking at the shades of grey rather than black and white. Part of me is still a little bit annoyed we never got a Pokemon Grey.
I don't know, I think Black and White hold up. Like, the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl needed Platinum because it needed polishing up, whereas the final game we got with Black and White, that was a complete game, and I still haven't got around to playing Black and White 2 yet, but I do still think I have heard a lot of good things. I think that's a much better approach than just rehashing stuff again.
I mean, yeah, that's totally fair. I think it's just one of those things of... It's like Pokemon setting up a precedent and then not following through on the precedent. It's a bit like... It's like, obviously, when like X and Y came out and everyone was just like, oh my god, Pokemon Z! And then it never happened. And then, obviously, Sun and Moon. Oh, Pokemon Stars! But, hey, the precedent has now been finished. And that's fine. But yes, now... if we head over to Commander Kamado, then, yeah, we are going to launch the end game.
Wow, that was fast. Let me turn my stuff in.
Just another 12, but payday's still payday.
Oh yeah, you take what you can get.
I forget, are there any Alpha Zoroarks on the field? Because I was thinking that seeing that level 28 or whatever Zoroark, that does make it a bit of a bitch to train up if you do want to use it on your team.
Technically no, but there is one that you will come across as part of the narrative.
Oh yeah, you are right there. I completely forgot about that.
Although I do believe that is only level 58.
Although that's still reasonably competitive, you could catch it at that level and, you know, actually be able to use it on your team. Because that's one of the problems that some of the earlier Pokemon games would have, in that everyone's team would be the same, because it wouldn't be until right near the end game that you get, like, Ice type showing up, and you get some of the rarer Pokemon showing up, and that's why it wasn't until Sword and Shield that you could realistically use Pokemon like Glaceon. That board is just calling out to you, Tom.
Nope.
We have progress to make.
We have progress, so basically I'm guessing now the plan is book it to the end.
Well, maybe not this week.
Well, no, it's not quite going to happen this week. There's a bit too much plot to go, but...
I think it'll be nice if, when we do go into the end game, if we do properly explore things the way they are, because I think it's a really cool ending that we've got to look forward to here.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm going to have extra potato mochi tonight.
I've earned it.